Amino acids transport copper into cells. This process enables cellular uptake of essential minerals.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about how amino acids, they actually affect and support copper absorption. So copper absorption occurs mainly in the duodenum and proximal small intestines, and it depends strongly on stomach acidity, amino acids, and competing minerals. Now, stomach acidity can be fixed with apple cider vinegar, just not too much. Also, high carb or high sugar diets actually reduces stomach acidity as well. So you might want to lower your carbs if they are excessive, if you wish to increase your copper absorption. Now, there are specific amino acids that actually bind copper and help transport it into cells. And some of these key copper enhancers, they happen to be histidine, cysteine, methionine, and glutamate. Also, some foods high in these are shellfish, meat, eggs, dairy, and legumes. Possibly the easiest way with the meat is with the protein sticks, such as a chomps, or because they are grass fed and not like the ones with the hydrogenated oils and other stuff in the ingredients. Now, amino acids like histidine and cysteine, they increase copper absorption by forming soluble complexes. Now, here's something very interesting is that in the ingredients label on foods, if you turn over the label and read the ingredients, there could be organic acids that keep copper soluble. And some of these examples, I've seen these in some ingredients lists, especially for fruits, is like citric acid, lactic acid, malic acid, and acetic acid. Also, foods that could contain these organic acids are a citrus, fermented foods, possibly even kefir and sauerkraut, also yogurt and vinegar. So, the cool thing about these organic acids is that they improve copper uptake by increasing solubility in the gut. Okay, also, adequate stomach acid is also required for copper solubility. So, foods and conditions that could even help for adequate stomach acid are fermented foods, as I mentioned earlier, kimchi, sauerkraut, and also protein rich meals. So, protein powders, meat sticks, because low stomach acid reduces copper absorption. You have to be careful with the vitamin C because very high doses may actually impair copper uptake because moderate vitamin C supports copper uptake through improved mineral solubility, but too much could impair that, which could also mean iron deficiency because iron cannot work without copper, and then eventually glutathione deficiency, leading to cysteine deficiency because cysteine is required for copper transport. Now, the reason high vitamin C or excessive vitamin C could lead to cysteine deficiency is because the copper being impaired, therefore iron being impaired, and then iron cannot enable the vitamin A to allow the parietal cells to secrete intrinsic factor. And without intrinsic factor, vitamin B12 is deficient, therefore leading to cysteine deficiency because vitamin B12 cannot um, turn homocysteine into cysteine or methionine. Another thing that could also reduce copper and which also exacerbates the negative effects of high vitamin C is high zinc because excess zinc induces metallothionein, and this metallothionein traps copper in intestinal cells and preventing copper from entering the blood. So high dose zinc, which is above 50 milligrams a day, significantly decreases copper absorption, therefore also reducing iron absorption. and then leading to the same thing that excessive or high vitamin C does, which is cysteine deficiency. Therefore, the cysteine cannot transport copper around. So some foods high in zinc are oysters. Oysters are extremely high in zinc. Oysters might even have some copper. And then red meat, uh, pumpkin seeds, and even fortified cereals. Fortified cereals, they might also have phytic acid or phytate, depending on what the cereal is made with, therefore further reducing other minerals and vitamins absorption. Okay, this goes to show that vitamin C and zinc could actually be double-edged swords because, okay, so both vitamin C and zinc are needed for immune system function and anti-cancer benefit. But since they both reduce the cysteine that's supposed to be needed for copper transport, no cysteine means low iron because there's no copper. Therefore, low iron leads to hypoxia, which is a low oxygen, which is where cancer can actually grow from. Also, what that also does is that hypoxia can also drive M2 phenotype macrophages or skew macrophages towards an M2 phenotype. That means that macrophages, they're not doing their job, which is to engulf cancer cells and get rid of them. An M2 phenotype is even known for supporting tumors because tumors they thrive on an M2 phenotype environment or situation. Okay, so that goes to show that excessive zinc and vitamin C could be a double-edged sword. Another thing that could happen here is high iron intake. Iron competes with copper transport, so excess iron can reduce copper absorption and alter copper metabolism, which kind of seems like a self-defeating mechanism because by reducing copper absorption, that also ends up reducing iron as well. So it seems that iron, if it's too much, ends up canceling itself out, leading to hypoxia and then the M2 phenotype that supports tumors. So phytates can bind copper and reduce absorption. Some high phytate foods are oats, wheat bran, legumes, and seeds. And the effect is moderate compared with zinc, but still meaningful. Okay, so quick recap. Copper absorption occurs at the duodenum and proximal small intestine. And copper absorption depends strongly on stomach acidity. So apple cider vinegar can increase that. Also, high protein can help increase stomach acidity, and then also amino acids can also help copper absorption and transport. Some of these amino acid enhancers are histidine, cysteine, which needs a vitamin B12, methionine, and glutamate. Foods high in these are shellfish, meat, eggs, dairy, and legumes. But amino acids like histidine and cysteine increase copper absorption by forming soluble complexes. If you look in the back of ingredients lists of foods, you could find organic acids that keep copper soluble, such as citric acid, lactic acid, malic acid, and acetic acid. Some foods that could contain these are citrus, fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, and vinegar. Okay, excessive vitamin C and excessive zinc could be a double-edged sword because they are needed for immune system functions and anti-cancer benefits, but they can also impair copper uptake, therefore leading to cysteine deficiency because without copper, there is no iron for the parietal cells to make intrinsic factor for vitamin B12. And without vitamin B12, there is no cysteine, therefore no cysteine for copper transport into cells. So that's it for the video. If you want more future videos, then like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep it locked in here on my channel, and I'll see you next time.